Welcome to TSplus Remote Access, a smarter, simpler alternative to Citrix and Microsoft RDS. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to generate a custom portable client so your users can connect to their remote environment quickly and smoothly. Let's get started. To begin, open the Portable Client Generator. You'll usually find it on your desktop after installing TSplus Remote Access. You can also open it from the AdminTool. Just go to the Sessions tab and select Client Generator. When the program opens, you'll start on the General tab. This is where you set the main connection details. First, enter your server's IP address. The default port is 3389, but you can change it if your setup uses a different port. Next, enter the user's login and password. This helps make the connection seamless, so the user doesn't need to type credentials every time. If you're using a domain, you can enter it here as well. Now, TSplus also gives you a few helpful login options, depending on how you want the client to behave. If you want to prevent credentials from being saved, you can type no save credential as the username. If you want full auto login, you can use SSO in the username field. The user will enter credentials once and the client will remember them. If you want to use the current Windows user login, you can enter .com or send username% in the logon field. And if you want to hide the login window completely, you can type no password in the password field. Next, choose your preferred display mode. With Classic Remote Desktop, users see the full remote desktop, which is useful when they need access to multiple apps or system tools. With Remote App, users see only the applications you publish, and they appear almost like local app, which is great for focused and secure access. You can also adjust performance settings based on the network. For slower connections, you can disable background animations. And for faster connections, you can select options like Fast Network or Fiber Optic for the best visual quality. At the bottom of the window, you'll notice the Client Creation tool. It stays available no matter which tab you're on, and we'll come back to it at the end. Now let's move to the Display tab. Here you can fine-tune the visual experience. Choose the color depth from 15 to 32 bits depending on the quality you want. You can also enable dual screen mode, decide whether the session should span both monitors, and enable shortcut keys for smoother navigation. Next is the Remote Desktop Client tab. This is where you control how the session appears on screen. You can choose from preset resolutions, set a custom size, or let the session match the screen automatically. You can also enable full screen for a more immersive experience. If needed, you can adjust scaling from 100 to 500% and turn on smart sizing, so the desktop fits neatly inside any window. You can also choose to keep the local taskbar visible. If the user has multiple monitors, you can select which monitor will display the session. Just keep in mind, these settings apply to Remote Desktop Client mode, not Remote App. Now let's go to Local Resources. This section controls what local devices can be used during the session. Starting with disks. If disk redirection is enabled and the field is empty, all local drives will be redirected automatically. If you want to allow only specific drives, enter the drive letters, and for example C, D, E. You can also redirect local printers, audio, COM ports, smart cards, and USB devices. For audio, you can choose whether sound plays on the local computer, on the remote server, or not at all. For printing, the Universal Printer gives you a few options. You can preview with a local PDF reader, print directly to the default printer, or select a printer manually. You can also choose how pages are scaled, keeping the original size, fitting to the printable area, or shrinking to fit. Next is the Program section. Here you can set a specific application to launch automatically when the session starts. Just enter the application path or click Browse to locate it. Now let's look at the security settings. You can lock the client to a specific computer name or tie it to a hardware serial number. You can also set how long the client stays valid after its first use. You can block credential saving completely or allow only the username to be saved. You can enable two-factor authentication for extra protection. You can turn on encryption v2 for 128-bit encryption. And you can enable Windows single sign-on for smoother login. If you're using load balancing, there's a dedicated tab for that as well. To enable it, simply check the option. The gateway will route users to the right server automatically. Now that everything is ready, it's time to create the custom client. Choose where you want to save the file, give it a name, and then click Create Client. TSplus will generate a personalized D.Connect file using the settings you selected. After that, your user can simply launch the file and connect instantly, with no extra setup needed. Thanks for watching. For more information and advanced documentation, please visit our website, tsplus.me.